Say what?
I can't believe you knew that.
Where'd you think you were coming?
He told you.
Where'd you think you were coming to, a dance? Honey, they didn't put me on TV for being wrong, let me tell you. First of all, your mom passed as well?
Yes.
She's here with him because I just heard the mother's here, Meaning your mom.
I thought she'd push her way through.
Well, listen, what's so beautiful about the other side is that your loved ones don't show up alone, right? Even though I might be talking to one person, there's certain souls that are there that help our loved ones through to the front of the line and know that your mom is helping through your grandson to speak. But right away, he's here to tell his story. Because first of all, he keeps saying to me, I shouldn't have died in this way. I shouldn't have died in this way.
No.
And first of all, he tells me that he wants to apologize to you and the family. Because he tells me, I never gave you the chance to even help me.
No,
he tells me that right before he died, you were all trying to get him help. He tells me that you were trying to get him to see a doctor. You were trying to figure out what was going on with him. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Because he just showed me about like everybody, because the moment that everyone found out what was going on with me, he says, my family was there, my family was there. He says, and what was so hard is that you're holding on to so much guilt and so much pain, and so was your family, because you were like, we were working through this. We were supposed to be getting through this. And the next thing you know, he passed. And he even tells me, did he try this once before?
Yes, when he was younger.
Because when I'm connecting, he said to me, I've been through this before, and my family got it out of it. I say, what?
I can't believe you knew that.
Where'd you think you were coming?
He told you.
Where'd you think you were coming to, a dance? Honey, they didn't put me on TV for being wrong, let me tell you. You're so cute, I can take you home. I love her.
Oh my God.
I don't even think she knew she was coming here tonight. So know that first of all, he tells me this, because he showed me. Because souls will bring me back to their life and show me everything. And he just showed me when I'm connecting with him about having struggles with his moods, having struggles with depression. He tells me the first time he did this, he got involved in some drugs here in the physical world.
Yes.
And he says to me this, he says, Matt, he says, I want her to know that first time that I was in that dark place, he says, you all helped me through this. You pulled me out of it. You made me, he says, you pulled me back to center and you gave me my life back. And he wants to thank you so, so much for that. But what he tells me is this. He says, this last time was really, really bad. And he actually tells me when I'm connecting with him this. He says, Matt, he says, you don't know what my family used to do. He tells me that even though he was older, that you used to like babysit him here in this world. You would take turns checking up on him and calling on him and making sure that he was fine. Because I hear your family making phone calls that he showed me, being like, hey, can you go check on him? Can you make sure he's all right? Did you call him?
Definitely.
Do you understand that?
Yes, definitely.
And first of all, this is the hardest thing. He shows me this is where your grief is coming from because you feel as a family that you could have prevented this.
Yep.
He says to me, Matt, I didn't give them the chance.
No.
I got to tell you, this is really interesting. I'm asking him, why did you do this? Why did you do this? And he says to me when I'm connecting with him that the reason why he took his life here in this world is that once he started spiraling, once he started going back into depression and anxiety, he says, Matt, I had been through it once before and I was so afraid of getting back to that dark place. So here's what's interesting. I've never had a reading like this and he's showing me so much. He shows me when I'm connecting. Like I said, he had that anxiety and depression that he battled for many years. He shows me him getting over it, getting back to a normal life for himself, being so happy, being on top of the moon. Yeah. But he tells me that he suffered. It was almost like a PTSD when I'm connecting with him. Like his anxiety would come back out of nowhere. His depression would come back out of nowhere. He would have like really highs and real big lows. Do you understand that? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He says to me, Matt, but the week that I died, he says that was the worst of the worst. He says to me, if you went through what I went through in my body, he tells me that he couldn't sleep. He tells me that he was up all hours of the night. He tells me that he couldn't find joy in everything. He couldn't calm down. He couldn't breathe. He says, and Matt, please tell my family that I didn't do this because I didn't want to be here in this world anymore. He says, I did this because I just didn't know how to stop this. I didn't know how to stop what I was feeling, what I was hearing. So he's telling you this. Because he says, Matt, I have to get through all of this to let them know one thing, that you had to watch your grandson go through so much. You had to watch him not being able to find peace here in this world because of this mental illness. But he says to me, don't let that make you think that I am not at peace on the other side. He says, I am at peace. I am okay. And that's how I'm able to come through and to talk to you right now. He says, so please tell the family that I'm sorry. He says, but the one thing that he wants to thank you is thanking you for the first time that you saved him, because you gave him another chance at life. So don't think about this last time. Think about what you did for him and all the love that you showed him. Because if there's one thing that he remembers before he died, is that you all loved him. And he needs you to know that.
Definitely.
Okay.
He said in his letter that he was going to wait one more week for his birthday, but he couldn't wait to his 18th birthday. He had to do it before that, which was only a week away. So.
Well, listen, this is his way of letting you know from the other side. The same way that he wrote you that letter to show you this had nothing to do with you, that he loved you, that it was just this.
He said that, yeah. He said that.
Well, listen, that's the same thing I'm telling you now. You know, what's so beautiful is this, is when your loved ones come through, the conversation picks up right where it left off from the other side. And he's acknowledging that, letting you know that he's okay, he is safe and at peace, and his soul is always and forever with you.